Thank you, Rohil, for the kind words. I'm sure everybody's needs their cup of tea or coffee. I can see that since I'm the last speaker, yeah, there are more after this. So let me check if this is working. Great. Rohil, do you want to call other people inside as well? There are. Okay, lovely. Hi, good evening, everybody. After the generous introduction that Rohil gave, I don't think I need to talk about myself anymore, but I will very briefly try and take you through what the business of experiences is and what EMA is, what are the numbers, what do we believe is the size and scale of this industry, what are the challenges that we face as an industry, and what is EMA doing to overcome those challenges. I should be done in 15 to 20 minutes, and after that I'd be happy to take questions, so please bear with me. I hope that I will not bore you. So, as Rohil said, a little bit about me. I started my journey in this space in the year 1996. I used to sell credit cards for a company called Standard Chartered Bank, and I walked into the office of one of the premier event companies of that time and of today, called Wizcraft, just by chance to sell credit cards, and struck a good friendship with them. And little did I know that this will become my destiny and this will become my career for life. I started my own company, Vibgyor, in the year 2002. Have been very, very fortunate that we've grown exponentially, and we have offices in Delhi, Bombay, and Bangalore, and have been part of the team that started EMA in the year 2008. Have been closely involved in EMA and serve as the General Secretary of the organization currently. So that's a little bit of bragging about me. Yeah, so I'll start with a very brief journey of event management. There are some veterans in the room like Navroz here who's busy checking his phone, who I'd request for a little bit of attention. But when we started off in the 90s, event management was a very different term. You know, event management was about being a tent house or a glorified tent house. We were always treated as the last vendor. We were never invited to meetings. We were just told this is what needs to be done, and we had to only follow instructions. We never had a voice. We never had an opinion. We were just the last mile executors. And a lot has changed ever since. You know, in the early 2000s, we started getting a voice. We started getting a seat on the table. People started valuing the role that an experiential marketer brought. We were also invited to strategy meetings. We sat along PR agencies and advertising agencies and media agencies and became part of the strategy. And that is when I believe that the real nature of the term event management changed to experiential marketing. So today, I call it the business of experiences. So what all does the business of experiences encompass? You know, our industry has a very large scope. So the landscape of our industry today includes the following things. It includes, of course, corporate events, which is the most well-known form of events. It includes festivals, concerts, IPs, live entertainment. It, of course, includes MICE, which is the meetings, incentives, conferences, and expositions. It includes sports events, which is a huge, huge market and absolutely waiting to burst at the seams. It includes social events. It includes government events. So these are all the kind of, sorry, I need to go back. Yeah. So if I were to tell you the different parts of our industry, it is corporate events, festivals, concerts, IPs, which is the live industry, the MICE industry, sports events, social events, and government events. What I'll try to do is, I know that we are on a tight timeline here, so I will very quickly take you through the details of each of these segments and tell you what is the current estimated size of each of these segments and what is the rate at which they're growing. EMA had recently done some studies with KPMG and Ernst & Young, and we came out with a few white papers, and we were also quite surprised at the numbers that we came out with. So let me start with corporate events. That is what my company does, and a lot of us in this industry do. So the total size of the corporate events sector in India currently is estimated to be 92,000 crores. And the corporate event space is growing at 19% per annum. So today, it is virtually impossible that any consumer brand does not have an experiential budget. 20 years ago, they would probably spend 1% of their total budget on experiential initiatives. Today, most brands will have a budget of 15 to 25% of their total spending in the experiential space. And therefore, it's growing at 19%, which is a great growth number. The next is the festivals, IPs, and live space. And this was a study which was actually conducted in early 2024, almost 6 months ago. And ever since, this space has really exploded. You know, we've seen what has happened with Diljit's concerts, with the Karan Aujla concerts, with all the other concerts that are happening. And this space is actually the one which has become the most sought-after space in the live events industry. So the festivals, IPs, and live event industry was pegged at about 3,000 crores. In early 2024, and it is growing at 30%. This is the space which is really, really growing the fastest in our industry. Next is, of course, the MICE, which is related to travel, which is related to air booking, which is related to events outside the country, incentive events. And the size of this is 37,576 crores as per these consultancy firms. And it's growing at a 21% growth rate annually. Next comes the the sports event space, which has all the IPLs and the Kabaddi leagues and the Kho-Kho leagues. I believe Mr. Sudhanshu Mittal would be here later this evening, and he will talk about what an amazing plan they have for the Kho-Kho sports events in India. And this space is worth 60,000 crores. The total sports event space in India is supposedly worth 60,000 crores. And it's growing at a rate of 14% per annum. Then we come to our dear social events, which is the Band Baja Barat, which is what my friend Aprajita was talking about in the panel before me. And ladies and gentlemen, what is your guess? Any ideas what is the size of the social event space in India? What is the kind of number that you guys have all seen the numbers that I threw before this? So any guesses? Anybody would like to tell me what they think is the size of the social event space in India annually? So it's 3,85,000 crores is the social event space, which consists of the wedding, pre-wedding, celebrations, anniversaries, etc., etc., etc. So the organized social event space in this country is supposed to be 3,85,000 crores, and it's growing at 17% per annum. And then the big daddy, which is government events. Government is actually one of the largest spenders. It's the largest client in this country. It's one of the largest spenders in the event space. And it's pegged at 32,000 crores currently and growing very fast at a rate of 24%. And we expect this actually in the next 2 years to become 60,000 crores. So we expect this to really double in size very soon. So these were the numbers. Which pegs the total size of this industry between 5 to 6 lakh crores if we include all these segments. And globally, I mean, we were told by our consultancy firms, globally the number till 2028 is $1,552 billion. I don't think our calculators can really calculate this in Indian rupees, but it's a hell of a number. So this is the right time to be in the live entertainment space. This is the right time to be in the experiential marketing space because none of the other media industries would be growing at this rate. None of the other factions of the media industries would grow at this rate. Almost every segment of the Indian experiential marketing industry is growing at almost a 20% growth rate year on year. And these are the numbers that have been given to us by our partners like KPMG and Ernst & Young, and they are absolutely staggering. Coming to very quickly, what are the key challenges? What are some of the areas that we believe are challenge areas for the experiential marketing industry in India in today's landscape? So venues and infrastructure, that is one area that is a true challenge for our industry, which we believe, Diljit Dosanjh also in a recent tweet spoke about it. So that's, we usually use venues which are meant for sports events or which are meant for recreation. So we desperately require venues that can hold large-scale events in the country. If this industry, the experiential marketing industry gets an industry status, then it'll be easy to get funding, it'll be easy to get GST rebates, it'll be easy to to get all kinds of facilities that other industries have. So industry status is one of the key challenges that we have. Scaling up, most of the agencies that are there in this space, are between 4 crores and 200 crores. There are very few agencies which have really been able to scale up, not more than, I would say, 5 to 7 agencies in this country, or less than 10. That number of agencies who've been able to scale above 200, 250 crores is less than 10 in this country. So scaling up is a huge challenge because it's usually a promoter-led business, and it's usually very closely held. There are very few professional agencies. There are very few people who have the kind of systems and processes where professionals are able to take the mantle forward. So scaling up is a huge challenge. Talent, we are usually not the first choice for talented kids today, and so getting high quality talent and retaining high quality talent is a huge challenge for this industry. Education and upskilling, this is at various levels, at the entry level, at the mid-manager level, and at the owner level. Education and upskilling is a huge challenge for the experiential marketing industry. Health, safety, and sustainability. We've all heard of incidents where there have been fires, there have been, people have fallen off trusses and died. And of course, sustainability, where we need one generators. We all know about the wastage of food, the wastage of flex, the wastage of all kinds of materials at events. So it is one of the key challenges. If we don't do something about it, we are all heading to a very gloomy and dark path. So health, safety, and sustainability is a huge challenge of this industry. Client visibility, even now, whether the client is in the form of a government or in the form of a social client or in the form of a corporate client, visibility and respect and parity with the other bodies like media buying, like PR, like digital agencies is much lesser for the experiential industry. So these are all the key challenges that I believe the experiential industry is currently facing. Now a little bit about EMA, very, very quickly. As I told you, EMA was formed actually the idea was formed in the year 2007 when a few of us got some music licensing notices. At that time, T-Series used to run something called TPPL, and 7, 8 agencies in Delhi got their notices. Rajiv, Vijay, myself, Sanjeev from CS Direct, Jindi, Michael the late Michael from Showtime, and a few of us, about 7 or 8 different agencies, and then we all got together at the Meridian Hotel once, and we said that none of us can individually fight these notices, so we must make an association, and therefore EMA was born. We had our first national convention in 2008, and ever since, music licensing has been one of the subjects that we've been working on, and we are hopeful that there'll be some solution very soon. But EMA has been working on several other things, and it's the only national association which truly represents the industry. There are 25 state associations which are part of EMA. There are more than 800 members which are part of EMA. And it does various things for this industry in a very... Oh, sorry, I've just been told time's up. Can I take a few more minutes? Thank you. So it's the unified voice of the experiential industry in India. It's the only national body incepted in 2008. It represents about 75% of the organized business of events in this country. It also represents associations of 25 states. It's got a robust democratic setup. And the key objectives of EMA are to represent the entire experiential industry, including all its sectors, to be the voice of the industry to the government, to create the best practices, highest standards and ethics, to create high visibility and growth for all stakeholders of the industry, including clients, employees, partners, etc., to create a safe and equitable work environment and output for our industry, to create engagement and upskilling for all our stakeholders. So as I said, EMA is a democratic organization. There are certain things that EMA does which add value to this industry. We have a knowledge repository. Members have access to whether it is suppliers or it is freelancers or it's vendors or MCs or whatever else our industry requires. We have a knowledge repository. We have a technology stack. We are creating an entire technology platform. Nanni, can you please come back in? Friends, can we have a round of applause for Nanni? She heads our artist committee and she works very aggressively with EMA and has created some great formats and great value addition for our industry. So thank you, Nanni. Sorry, I just noticed you going out, so I thought I'll stop you. No, you can't have water while the panel is going on. We have an ombudsman. There are often many disputes that are there between agencies and clients, agencies and artists, and agencies and within themselves. So we have an ombudsman which is a panel of 4 senior members who sorts out all these problems. We've got standardized formats and best practices which are available for download for all our members. A lot of our members don't have things like HR formats and artist contracts, etc. So we have a central repository of vetted formats. We do learning and upskilling. We do knowledge workshops. We do tech enhancement sessions. We create global exposure. We bring the best practices from across the world to the Indian experiential industry. We do talent development and education. We've tied up with several colleges and created event management courses, tried to make students to attract the right quality of talent to our industry, giving them the right tools to make them industry ready. And we try to create collective value addition. So we've tied up with MMT, we've tied up with several airlines, hotel chains, and tried to get huge benefits for EMA members through collective buying. So some of the key value additions that EMA does to its members, and we do a lot of member engagement. We've set up several task forces for critical issues, and we believe that these really would go a long way towards solving our problems as an industry. So we have an artist engagement task force, which of course is co-chaired by our dear Nani here. We have a client visibility task force, which is headed by Saurabh Khurana from Lakshya Live. We have a government engagement task force, which is headed by Samit Garg, who's our president. We have a wedding council, which is headed by Prerna Saxena. We have music licensing, which I look after. We have a Korea, which is the Congregational Regional Event Associations, which is headed by Raghav Roy Kapoor. We have an education and upskilling task force, which is headed by Brian Tellis. We have health, safety, and sustainability, which is headed by Siddharth Chaturvedi, I think, who's on his way here. We have Spotlight and Imagine. Spotlight is headed by Vijay Arora, and Imagine is headed by Vinod Bhandari. We've got a value creation task force, which is headed by Ruchin Kohli. And we have a VCare task force, which is all about gender parity, which is headed by Sushma Gaikwad. So we've got leaders of our industry who are heading these critical task forces, which create programs that give the necessary oiling to our industry for it to function smoothly. So this is what EMA does. So we love what we do, and we do what we love. There is a small film of EMA. I don't know if that will play. Can you please check if this can play? Otherwise, my time is up anyways. Let's give the audio.
I call you, I need you, my heart's on fire. You come to me, give me everything I need. Give me a lifetime of promises and a world of dreams. And it can't be wrong. Take my heart and make it strong, babe. You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I ever met. Ooh, I'm stuck on your heart. Hang on every word you say. Oh, cherish the thought. No, no, no. Baby, I would rather be dead. Each time you leave me, I start losing control. Baby, I would rather be dead. You're the best. You're better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I ever met. You're the best.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for bearing with me. I hope I didn't bore you with the numbers. Thank you very much.